Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger. I'm reporting to you a Coffee with Kruger. Here is my coffee, not my official Coffee with Kruger coffee mug, though. I'm in South Lake Tahoe, actually in the town of Myers, which is really close to Sierra Tahoe. It's the ski resort here. And boy, I had my first chance to ski in Tahoe, and I absolutely loved it. It was a bluebird day. Perfectly groomed trails. I felt like an expert out there. It was so much fun. I want to thank everybody for, of course, responding to my post about Aiden and making it to state championships for snowboarding. He actually didn't compete yesterday. It was a practice day. The skiers competed yesterday. The skiers and snowboarders compete today. So Aiden will have his first official race, and then tomorrow, and then they kind of wrap it up here for tomorrow. So tomorrow will most likely be my last day here from the remote studio, and then we're good to go. Starting back up at 7 o'clock in the morning on Thursday and Friday of this week. But I'll be back here again tomorrow morning at 6:30 right here in my South Lake Tahoe studio. Well, let's get you right to the forecast. But before we do that, I want to share you this photo because, again, today is the big day for my son, and I'm so proud of him. He's a sophomore in high school at Shasta High School. He just learned how to really develop his skills through his freshman year, and it has advanced so quickly. And is now in the state championships, and he's phenomenal. I'm so proud of him. He's doing such a great job. And so this is one of those moments where he was going out to practice. Here I was out in this beautiful ski park, and he was just kind of in the passing. I don't get to see him much during the day because he's practicing. I didn't get to see him until the end of the day. So it was just one of those moments you're like, there he is, I got him. And then, of course, you get to see him in the evening when you drive him back home. So just wanted to share that photo out there. All right, let's take a look at what's going on out there right now because, I actually did get some reports from some people saying that you are getting some sprinkles in the Redding area this morning. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting you to be here this early, but you can see most of the rain right now is along the coast. We're also seeing some showers out towards Siskiyou County as well. We take a look at the current conditions out there right now. Pretty mild. Temperatures upper 40s to about 50 in the valley. There you can see about 39 though for Weaverville, and upper 40s right now out along the coast, 29 for Alturas. All right, so here's a look at your weather headlines. Off and on chances for showers really now through at least Thursday. Now today, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Even what we're seeing on the coast is not going to be all that significant right now. That line on the coast is going to weaken as it moves over the coastal range, the Marble Mountains, the Trinity Alps, and it breaks apart, and we just don't see as much rainfall out of it. But again, once that passes, we got more coming in behind that for your Wednesday with maybe some thunderstorms, and then, of course, Thursday. But I do expect drier conditions for Friday through the weekend, but the long range after that, next week, looks cold and wet. And I'll tell you what, folks, looks pretty promising that we might see quite a wet weather pattern for next week. And low snow levels with next week's storm systems as well, as we do have some of that colder air beginning to move on in. So there you can see the satellite image here. You can see, of course, that band of rain that's just hitting the coast. But this is a fairly weak system, folks, so it's not going to bring us a lot of rain, more of a nuisance than anything else. So there you can see as we take you through the morning hours, it starts to kind of push eastward. Trinity County, Siskiyou, even the valley, seeing a chance for a few showers as well. And then once we get into the noon hour, most of it's pretty much gone. We may still see some activity here for parts of the higher elevations, especially north and east of the valley. But by the time we get to tomorrow morning, this is the key to tomorrow's forecast, folks, is because we have the potential to see some thunderstorms developing. You've probably heard the expression convective showers and thunderstorms. Think of what happens during the day. If you have heating during the day, you have enough clearing, and the sun comes out and it heats up the surface. That surface heats up, that air from the surface rises into the cold air in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that creates instability. And that also helps to create showers and possible thunderstorms. Now, again, that's not until the afternoon, tomorrow. You can see a few showers developing east of the valley in the eastern mountains and even out towards Siskiyou County. But overall, see how we still have the sunny skies in the valley? Heating is still happening. We're now starting to see that hot, warmer air rise, and what are we starting to see? Look in the valley. Showers, possible thunderstorms beginning to develop, especially as we go into the late afternoon and early evening hours. By the way, we're seeing snow flurries at about 3,500, 4,000 feet. Now, by the time you get into Wednesday night, those showers and thunderstorms are gone. However, that will translate to heavy snow off to the east of the valley, Plumas County. This is where, of course, we've got a winter weather advisory due to the snow. For basically the winter weather advisories for tomorrow and Thursday. And you can bet there are going to be chain requirements, especially over the higher mountain passes, say around 4,000 or 5,000 feet. And by the way, for those of you who are parents with kids in the state championships in Tahoe, if you're watching, do note that tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening, there most likely will be chain requirements around where the ski park is, where the Sierra Tahoe is, because we've got some snow coming there as well. Now, keep in mind, the snow that we see with these systems it's not going to be, snowing all day long. It's going to be kind of off and on snow, and then pockets and periods of that heavier snow as well. It might get lighter, then get heavier, then lighter, then maybe stop for a little bit, then, you know what I mean? It's going to be kind of off and on. So there you can see as we go into 6 a.m. Thursday, it's still, most of the snow is off to the east, and we could still see a chance for a few showers, maybe even a thunderstorm for parts of the valley on Thursday. I want you to take note off along the coast. You see how we're not seeing much activity? This is going to basically mean we're not going to see much rain there. So looking at the rainfall totals, and this is something I mentioned a little bit earlier. When you have scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, to put up rainfall totals is misleading because it just depends on where those thunderstorms develop. If you don't see a thunderstorm, most likely, just maybe a tenth of an inch of rainfall at most. If you get caught under a heavier brief period of rainfall or maybe a thunderstorm, yeah, sure, maybe over a half an inch is a possibility. So where you're not seeing thunderstorms is where you're seeing smaller amounts of rain, and where you are seeing thunderstorms is where you're seeing decent rainfall. So taking a look at the rainfall outlook, well, there you can see a quarter of an inch or so on average for the valley and for the coast. That's the darker shade of green. So that's really the rain from now through Thursday, right? Of course, because it goes through Saturday, but Friday and Saturday will be dry. So you can see about a half an inch to even 3/4 of an inch east of the valley. So it looks like most of the rain will be there, off to the east of the valley. Now, once we go beyond this week and we go into next week, long-range forecast models are very consistent with, quite a wet weather pattern moving in. So we got a really good chance of seeing wetter than normal conditions in the forecast. There's that winter weather advisory I was telling you about from 4 a.m. Wednesday until 4 p.m. Thursday. So just kind of bear that in mind if you are traveling in the northern Sierra or even the southern Cascades, as you could run into some chain requirements, say about 4,000, 5,000 feet. Looking at the rainfall estimates, this is just looking at the raw forecast model data, so don't take these numbers to be exact. I don't think we're even going to see a mix in Hayfork. I don't think we're even going to see a mix in Etna. So just take those out. Wairika, yeah, maybe some light accumulation there. I'd say it's an overdoing it for Mount Shasta City because Mount Shasta is borderline where we're seeing that snow, rain-snow mix. So that might be overdoing it. Bernie, Shingletown, okay, yeah, sure, maybe a bit of a mix during this time frame. Fall River Mills, yeah, maybe a little bit of light snow as well as Alturas, but where we're seeing most of the snow, Plumas County, southward. Quincy, Chester could see some decent snow out of this. And of course, this is where we're going to see the biggest delays when it comes to traveling in the mountains too. Okay, so let's take a look at Futurecast. And again, we're drying things out for Friday. We got high pressure building in for Friday. It's going to be dry through the weekend. Now, this particular forecast model, it's known as the GFS. The GFS is a forecast model that comes out of America. And it's holding off until really Monday before we see the rain. But the European is bringing it as early as Sunday night. Bottom line, I do expect to start off next work week with wet weather and low snow levels, maybe down to about 2,500 feet. And this model, I think, is maybe holding off too long. I think Tuesday is going to be wet as well. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, looking at wet weather conditions possibly as well. So yeah, fingers crossed that we do see some good rain and not to mention snow in the mountains. You can see the lake levels, pretty good. Capacity is now up at 80% and close to 80% out at Shasta Lake, or Lake Shasta. Trinity Lake about 83 and 84% out at Lake Oroville. So it looks pretty good at those lake levels. By the way, kind of interesting, we're talking about all this rain. We aren't thinking about it just yet, but it might be time to start thinking about it, folks. And I tell you this why, because look at this. This is what it looks like in Texas. and in Albuquerque. These are all not Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is either a red flag warning or fire weather watches. Dry and windy conditions are expected in that area. You know, again, just a reminder that we need to make sure that if you live on property, open property, that you've got all your brush and your trees removed. You got the 100 feet of dispensable space. You got to make sure you're doing that. You know, as I'm here in Tahoe, I was talking to the owner of the house, and he was showing me the fence line. And he says, usually the fence is covered 3 feet in snow at this time of the year. And we're seeing grass through the snow. So we are below normal. In fact, the Department of Water Resources just did their survey for March, and we're below normal for the season. That's not a surprise because we just haven't seen as much snow here lately. So just kind of a reminder, something to think about, kind of interesting what they're seeing there in south central United States. Meanwhile, we're talking about cooler temperatures along with that wetter than normal conditions here. Look at the long range, 10 days for Redding. Yeah, warmer for the weekend. We're talking about those dry conditions over the weekend, but by next week, we're dropping back below normal in the low to mid 50s for those daytime highs. Take a look at the wave heights for today. They're going to kind of retreat a little bit here, but by Wednesday, they pick back up. We may see some more small correct advisories for tomorrow and Thursday. But there is a small correct advisory this morning. It will just be allowed to expire before noon. Winds from the southwest at about 15 to 20 knots. All right, so here's what we have in store for us today. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. So again, off and on chances for showers today through Thursday. Dry Friday through the weekend, more rain on Monday. And really, when you look at the 7-day forecast for everybody, that's pretty much the story for everybody, okay? And then, of course, Hayfork today, a high of about 50 degrees, 53 degrees for Wednesday. Take you to the North Coast forecast, and this is in southern Humboldt County. Temperatures in the low 50s there. You can see Ferndale, about 55, 52 degrees for Hydesville, 51 in Rio Dell, and Fortuna, about 53. 54 degrees for Blue Lake, 51 degrees in Hoopa, 53 in Trinidad, and 52 degrees for Willow Creek. 45 in Gas Key, 53 in Smith River, and 53 degrees for Orleans. All right, let's take you out towards Siskiyou County here. Horse Creek, about 54, 51 in Happy Camp, 51 in Montague. And there you can see the dry conditions for Friday and through the weekend. It's also the case for Scott Valley with temperatures upper 40s to about 50 for that daytime high today. And what we've got here is temperatures in the mid 40s for most of us in central and eastern Siskiyou County. All right, here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Newell about 45, 44 degrees for Alturas, and 41 degrees in Cedarville. You can see 45 degrees for Fall River Mills, 46 in Montgomery Creek, and 49 degrees in Paynes Creek. There's Lake Almanor in Lassen Park. Yeah, 47 degrees for Lake Almanor Peninsula. Chester about 49. And of course, those dry conditions for everyone for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Paradise, you'll see a high of 53 today. Susanville, 53. 43 degrees for Mineral and 55 degrees in Doyle. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperatures will be in the upper 50s for your daytime highs. Just a chance for a sprinkler or light shower today. Otherwise, better chances for showers and maybe thunderstorms, especially for your Wednesday. Hey, by the way, before we get to that 7-day forecast, just want to remind you that Coffee with Kruger is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. I want to thank Wind River for their support of Weather NorCal and Coffee with Kruger. All right, so there's your 7-day forecast for Chico. There, of course, we've got the off and on chance for showers. Thunderstorms possible on Wednesday. Dry for Friday through the weekend. Spring forward. Yes, daylight saving time begins on Sunday. Oh, yes. Change those clocks. And I know what you're all thinking. Didn't we vote on having that not happen anymore? Well, we did, and we voted for it and for we not to have to do that anymore. But you know, they got to get their act together in the government and pass the bill. It just hasn't happened. All right, so there you can see, of course, I'm just a bill. Remember that back in the day? I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill, something like that. Wednesday, Thursday, of course, those showers. I could see some thunderstorms Wednesday. Could maybe even see some thunderstorms Thursday, by the way, but the better chances will be tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, you're dry, as well as Sunday and Monday. Yes, wet weather. Of course, as I was mentioning, we do expect to see some wet weather here through most of next week. Next week is looking pretty wet. All right, I didn't get really a chance to check out some of your comments so far this morning. Kind of had to make this one quick. I just got a text from my son saying they're leaving about 10 minutes later than we typically would leave, so that leaves us a little bit of extra time, but I don't think I want to go over too much. Well, thank you, Jess. Jess is saying the best weather forecast. Good morning, Mike, everyone. Coffee. Here it is. One of our regulars, Curtis, is saying good morning, as well as Lisa Stevens saying good luck to Aiden. I certainly appreciate that, and I'll, of course, be sure to send him your best wishes. But that should do it. That should do it for this morning. And darn it, you know, my forgetful brain sometimes, I forgot to press record on this live remote again. So hopefully tomorrow I can do that, and you'll be able to kind of watch it back on YouTube. But in the meantime, that's going to do it. I am live here in South Lake Tahoe, in Myers to be exact, and enjoying some beautiful weather out here. I'm going to go out skiing. Aiden is going to be out there today, his first state championship race. Exciting times. I just want him to go out there and have fun. You know what? One thing I love about him is that he's really good about that. He's not, you know, he can be competitive. Everyone's competitive. Everyone has a competitive nature, but he doesn't let it bring him down. You know, if he crashes, if whatever, he just picks himself up and goes, and he's good about it. He's better about that kind of stuff than I am, so he did not inherit that from me, that's for sure. So I'm so proud of him. He's grown up to be a good young man, and I couldn't be prouder. I'm going to get teary-eyed if I keep talking about this. So what do you say we wrap things up here? And yeah, let's wish Aiden some good luck. And, you know, let's wish the whole Shasta High School team good luck. They were out there. The ski team was out there yesterday. They had their first races. They've got their second races today. And then, of course, the snowboarding team has their first snowboard races. So we've got today and again tomorrow, and then we're wrapping things up. So let's wish Shasta High School, the Wolves, the ski and the snowboarders luck, and that they do a great job and have fun in the processes as well. And what a great group of kids. I had a chance to hang out with them last night or the other night, and just a great group of kids. They're all super supportive of each other. They all get along. They're great, you know, interacting with us adults. They're just fun. They're really good kids. And so I couldn't be happier for Aiden to be associated with that group of kids. And of course, the coaches are phenomenal over there at Shasta High School. So once again, I think they're just doing a fantastic job with the kids, and they're just having a good time. So that's going to do it. I will see you again tomorrow morning right here from my South Lake Tahoe remote studio at 6:30 in the morning. We'll have all of your updates as usual, and have yourselves a great day. I know I am. I'm going to be on the slopes having a good old time in Tahoe. So we'll see you, and have yourselves a great rest of your morning and